to pay more in taxes. Welcome to our bottom line. Y'all ready? Let's get it. And let's see what he do this morning. Y'all ready? Come on. Bing! It's time. It's time. Come on, one more time. Good morning, and you know we gotta wake up. Y'all know we gotta wake up those paws. Y'all know we gotta wake those paws up and dig, if you will, the picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. The sweat of your body covers me. Can you, my darling? Can my picture and dream if you can in courtyard where oceans and violets are blue? Oh, it's your boy Boogotti NYC. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, because y'all know what it is. It's Sunday. That's right, May 11th, y'all, 2025. I'm your host, Boogotti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. We made it. Ladies, happy Mother's Day. Let me get that screen right for all of you this morning, y'all. Y'all know what it is. May 11th, another day to make it again. And thank you, all the ladies, all the mothers out there. We want to clap it up and give you guys so much love, because it's your day. It's time to give you guys the praise that you deserve. That's right. It's Mother's Day. I don't know if you guys are going out later, what you guys got planned, but whatever you got planned, I hope you have a fantastic day lined up, because you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Okay, y'all already know what it is. I want to come to the comments. I want to know who's in the building. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies. Let me see what you guys got going on. Let me see. Freedom Ain't Free. Love the suit. Thank you so much, Freedom Ain't Free. Batty Lynn Purple. You already know what it is, y'all. It's Purple Sunday. Rebecca Lon says, good morning from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Batty Lynn, good morning from Detroit. Mark Dorfman, good morning from New York City. Bill Andy, happy Mother's Day, ladies, from Alaska. Y'all know what it is. Black 999C says, lep. Y'all know what's up. What's that? Conscious Machine 413 from Massachusetts. Black 999C says, I went to, what did you say, Black? Or they got you out of here with that. I'm sorry. Welcome to Live Channel. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by the community guidelines, you guys. That means all the Diddy jokes are out the window. That means we're going to try to keep on topic today so that we can have a fantastic correspondence and a dope communication. That's what we're going for today. We want to build on all of the topics, because you already know I got a lot in the clip, to the point where we had to put a extender on that joint, and we had to put the switch on it. So y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Boogotti NYC. Happy Mother's Day to all of the ladies. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause for this morning. I want to thank you guys for taking your time to come out and chill with me, because you all already know you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So with that being said, let's get into these titles. We can't play. We got to get to work. I want to earn my keep before I ask for a like, a super chat, or anything. So let me get into this thumbnail and explain what we have going on this morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and happy Sunday morning. Mother's Day to all the ladies out there in YouTube land. But let's get into these titles. Let's go. What we got? We've got Trump says, I would love to pay more in taxes. That's right. When asked about the new taxes that may be put upon the elite, the rich, He's one of the people that actually said he wouldn't have a problem with letting the 1% go to the less fortunate and the less taxed, and the more taxed. We're going to get into that. We're going to see exactly what that has to say inside of this clip. But of course, we must move on to what else we got here. We got Florida Highway Patrol bust illegal migrants using a new law. I don't know what that law is. You guys don't either, but we're going to find out because we're going to watch that clip together. And moving right along, what do we got? The Supreme Court Justice, yes, Sonia Sotomayor. Hope I said your name right, Supreme Court Justice. She's being accused of using inflammatory rhetoric. We're going to get into that as well. I don't know exactly what she said, but we've got the clip. And last but not least, our DC mayor. That's right. She admits to not following her own rules for a $61,930 Middle Eastern trip that they basically found out about. Wasn't paid for by taxpayers, but the thing about it is it was paid for by the what was that, the Turks and Caicos or something like that, and she didn't get approval for it or let anybody know. It seems like a lot of our administrators, people that are in office, taking a lot of kickbacks right now, finding ways to put their legs up, put their feet up. We've got situations with Letitia James allegedly. We've got situations with what was her name? Tiffany Henyard, who's no longer with us. And yes, we've got other situations right now where it seems like there may be a situation going on with the DC mayor. So we're going to get into that. Let's get into this first clip right here. I like to start stacking this deck. We're going to do 4 at a time like we normally do, guys, before I come into the comments, because I like to have enough content before I go to the comments. I like to know what you guys have to say. This way I can respond to it. So we're going to do 4 clips, and then I'm going to get into those titles. And happy Mother's Day. It's Purple Sunday, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all know it's Purple Sunday. Every Sunday on this channel, it's Purple Sunday. Let's go.
More, actually. 1.1, but let's say $1 trillion. You know what we're losing now? Nothing. That's not bad.
Are you planning a new ceasefire and hostage deal proposal for Israel and Hamas before you head over to the region next week?
Where?
In Gaza.
In Gaza. Well, we're going to see what's happening. There's a lot of talk going on about Gaza right now. You know that, right? So you'll be knowing probably in the next 24 hours.
Are there any diplomatic actions between the war in India and Pakistan? What's your position?
Oh, it's so terrible. My position is I get along with both. I know both very well, and I want to see them work it out. I want to see them stop. And hopefully they can stop now. They've gone tit for tat, so hopefully they can stop now. But I know both. We get along with both countries very well, good relationships with both, and I want to see it stop. And if I can do anything to help, I will be there.
China says,
By the way, unrelated, but I guess it's all related when you look at the world nowadays. Rwanda and the Congo, we've made a lot of progress in getting that disaster stopped. We've had a very talented person over there, and we've made a lot of progress with Rwanda and Congo fighting a very violent war, by the way.
China says in order to have substantive negotiations, you have to bring down your 145% tariffs. Are you open to pulling back your tariffs in order to get China to the negotiating table?
No.
Mr. President, Senator Tillis has come out against Ed Martin as U.S. Attorney. Do you have any response to that?
Well, it's disappointing because, I know Eddie's very talented. Crime is down in Washington, D.C. Street crime, violent crime by 25%.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to.
And people have seen, they've noticed a big difference. So I didn't know that, but if anybody voted against him, I feel very badly about it, only in the sense that in this short period of time that he's been there, crime is down 25% in Washington, D.C., but that's really up to the senators. If they feel that way, they have to vote the way they vote. They have to follow their heart, and they have to follow their mind.
We're going to shoot over to Florida real quick because we got a situation going over there where Highway Patrol is using a new law in order to bust migrants. They're using this new law that, of course, what's his name? DeSantis, Ron DeSantis has put into play. I want you guys to see what's going on with this, because Florida's exclusively using this law at a lot of sanctuary cities do not have. Check this out.
Fox News is getting an exclusive ride-along of a migrant bust in Tampa.
Dana Marie McNichol joins us now from the Sunshine State. Hey, Dana Marie.
Hi, good morning, guys. Well, immigration enforcement on the road is new for the state of Florida. They're taking a directive from President Trump. So we spent the morning with FHP as their operation took a dangerous turn.
We got one running across. Northbound, northbound.
A man ran from the Florida Highway Patrol after being pulled over for a traffic violation. When his legal status was questioned, he took off.
Come on out. Get out here right now. I see your hands. Come on out.
He was caught hiding in a nearby neighborhood shed. He was previously convicted for unlawful possession of a firearm and assaulting an officer, according to Border Patrol. For the first time, Florida troopers have the ability to question a person's immigration status on the side of the road. That wasn't always the case.
Every day, Florida Highway Patrol troopers would interact with people that were most likely here unlawfully, and there was nothing that we could do as state law enforcement officers.
Now, FHP is the only state agency in the nation trained and acting in partnership with federal immigration agents under what is known as the 287G agreement. And Fox News is the first to see it in action.
The van and trailer was originally pulled over for speeding, but Florida Highway Patrol officers say all 11 passengers are undocumented and now being detained.
Before the sun was even up, troopers had a total of 30 people in custody.
That's just here on a small stretch of highway in Hillsborough County, Tampa, Florida.
Although
So that just really goes to show what can happen when you really start to utilize the strength and the power of everybody in the police force, like the sheriffs, the police, and everything like that. I think it's commendable because at the end of the day, they did get people out of there. I'm still stacking the deck, you guys, because now I want to ask you a question. What do you think about, let's say, I have no problem with sit-ins. I have no problem with demonstrations. I have no problem with even debates. To talk about me, you can joke on me. That's why we made this platform. So what do you guys feel about that? I want to know also, what do you feel about what just happened right now? Do you feel that it's good that they have this going on, or do you feel like that's an invasion of privacy that they can actually ask if you have legality or you're not supposed to be here? Because I want to move forward as well. Now we've got to go to a tent city attempt. That's right, an attempt at making a tent city. This is not a tent city, is what the deputy mayor said when he went to the Brooklyn College campus, where they was trying to fight back against all of this, I guess, stuff about Palestine, Israel and Hamas that's going on. So the same sort of situation that happened at Columbia University happened the day before, actually yesterday, you guys, at Brooklyn Community College, and the police really. Well, I don't know if you guys are for demonstrations. I call it cool if it's peaceful. I don't know about if you are good with peaceful demonstrations and stuff like that, where the police don't have to be called. But this right here, what I'm about to show you guys that happened in Brooklyn at Brooklyn Community College isn't exactly peaceful sit-in or peaceful protest. They were basically trying to pitch tents and do one of those sit-ins again that they did downtown for a long time. And the police just moved in and they just broke it all up. They wasn't going for it. Check this out, you guys.
And turning now right here in New York City. Chaos erupted at Brooklyn College last night as once again anti-Israel activists clashed with police while trying to set up an encampment. NYPD officers moved in after the group refused to remove their tents. 14 arrests were made. As protesters, many in keffiyehs, can be seen shouting and swearing as police tried to restore order.
This comes just one day after the NYPD arrested 80 anti-Israel agitators at Columbia University, of which 61 were women. The Ivy League school has now reportedly handed down at least 65 interim suspensions to those who were involved.
In response, Secretary of State Marco Rubio releasing this statement: "We are reviewing the visa status of the trespassers and vandals who took over Columbia University's library. Pro-Hamas thugs are no longer welcome in our great nation."
Joining us now to discuss New York City Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Cass Daughtry. Deputy Mayor, good to see you.
Hey, thank you for having me again.
So I guess the NYPD can certainly do your job and apprehend these individuals and try and keep decorum, but then they have to be prosecuted and taken care of. Talk about that process, how that goes.
Yep, so they received desk appearance tickets. Some of them received summonses from what I was told. from last night's protest, right? Let's talk about last night at Brooklyn College. As you can see from the video you see here, that's not peaceful. That's not a peaceful protest. There's some critics in the city that said what's happening last night was that the NYPD disrupted a peaceful protest. 17 were arrested. Out of the 17, 7 received summonses, from what I was told, and one was out of the 7 arrests, 1 was arrested for punching a police officer in the face.
Oh, wow.
These groups tried to set up tents. Like tents again. Remember last year we had the tents? Yeah. They was trying to set up tents. This is not Tent City. This is New York City. This is not Tent City. This is our city. And this administration is not going to tolerate that. The university, I'm sorry, the educational institution reached out to the NYPD to restore order, and that's what those officers did last night, and they did a great job doing it.
Okay, Chicago, come on to the front of the congregation because we have something for you that you really need to pay attention to. Just came on the board. We just found this, 10 minutes ago, right before we started. This is breaking news, and to me, it's something that's very important. Chicago parents are outraged at a shocking bathroom policy. They say that in Chicago, the rate of SA, you know what I mean, SA attempts on children are very high, especially when it comes down to bathrooms. You wouldn't believe the new policy that's just been enacted in Chicago that's got parents going crazy, that actually goes against everything that we as human beings and American citizens are for. Want you guys to stick tight, please. This is the last clip. I'm gonna come to the comments, reading everything that you guys got there, but I just gotta keep on stacking this deck because this information is very important. We're going to Chicago, and everybody in Chicago, come on, Illinois, everybody, come to the front because this involves you and your children. Let's get into it.
This new contract with their teachers union has a controversial new provision that says, quote, all students and staff are permitted to use the bathroom or locker room that corresponds with their gender identity. This after the Board of Education found there were 470 sexual misconduct complaints against Chicago public school employees in 2022.
Illinois parent and senior director for labor policy at the Illinois Policy Institute, Miley Smith, joins us now. Miley, that is a very high number of sexual assaults and other problems with teachers. So why would they allow this policy? Because my understanding of it is anybody who says they identify as somebody from the other gender, whether they are students or teachers, are permitted into the bathroom of their choice.
Correct. There are no caveats, no parameters in this provision. It simply says that all students and staff are permitted to use the bathroom of their choice. So a biological male teacher could go into a girl's locker room at any time. And this is irresponsible in a school district that has been rocked by sexual misconduct claims. But unfortunately, the Chicago Teachers Union is a radical, progressive teachers union. And as it ramps up its focus on social justice and political demands in its negotiations, it's moving away from what's best for kids, and it leaves less that parents can do to advocate for their students.
So obviously this is real.
Did y'all see that right there? I have to go back to that. I want to know if you guys ever saw this in your children's school. Did you ever see this sign right there in the school, in your children's school right here where it says all genders? And are you for this? Yes, come into the comments right after that. Please stay on topic. I want you guys to check this out. But have you ever seen this?
And it leaves less that parents can do to advocate for their students.
So obviously this is really bad for students, and it's bad for parents who care about their children. Who do you think is behind this, and who are these people advocating for?
So behind this is the Chicago Teachers Union, and they actually subscribe to something called bargaining for the common good. And what that means is taking the normal things off the table, like wages and benefits, those things that we identify with bargaining over a collective bargaining agreement, and putting political provisions into the contract. So that's really just what CTU is. It's become a radical political player in Chicago and elsewhere. They're taking these policies to other cities. They're seeking to implement their progressive policies through collective bargaining agreements rather than taking them through the proper legislative construct, which means that parents and students are getting the results of that,
Right.
which is bad for them.
All right, like when they be having those crazy transgender kindergarten parties and all of that, got the dudes coming in there sashaying and all of that gay stuff. Yeah, we call it what it is over here. When the dudes be doing all of that sashaying, and yes, it's men in women's clothes. Me, myself, when I see one of them, I'll be like, yo, what's up, my guy? What's up, bro? What's poppin', my G? Yo, how you doing, bro? Yo, son, you good? Everything that identifies with a man, that's what I'm calling you. You will not have me say none of that crap. I will not be dealing with that at all. Censor me, do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Everybody that agrees with me, we'll just hang out here. I'm in the comments. I want to know what you guys got to say. And we got to thank this person right here, Tim Nijin. Tim Nijin got paid yesterday, and she is gorgeous. Woo, let me get that name right now. Tim Nijin. Okay, $4.99. Bugatti looking fly per usual. On another note, they don't need to go back home, but they need to get the F up out of here. How they say it, Tim Jim? They don't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. I got you. Now we're going to read some more comments that says, the one says the guy in the purple rain jacket. We already sang that. Okay, Job for 9 says, good morning. He says hi. Sticks Schofield said hi. We got Sticks that says nice suit. Appreciate you, Sticks. What we got? What up, big dog? Say the hi, Error X. What we got up in here? DJ Mart says the half dress and half pants sign is diabolical. Did you see that on that? You saw that, right, DJ Mart? You be paying attention all the time when you up in here. The half dress and the half pants sign is diabolical. Jim says, thanks for President Trump for securing the border. What else we got? Kendra Walker says, at Tim the Jim, appreciate you. We do so much. You already know we do. Thank you too, Kendra, for shouting her out and making sure she know that we appreciate her. Sharon Fitness says, sorry, some children and adults are going to lose their lives. Thank you, Sharon, for telling the truth and saying exactly what you felt. What else you got over here? We got Liam that says, support Liam going global. Okay, let's support Liam going global. Let's do that. Let's support Tim the Gen too. Rochelle says, and your life is ruined if you fight back. Ooh, yeah, because they're going to call you the bad guy, the bad person, because you're not agreeing with their rhetoric, right? I hear what you're saying. Era says, the tariffs is hurting Americans, so let's Error says the tariffs are hurting Americans, so let's talk about transgenders. Come on, man. We already talked about the tariffs, and we're going to get into that some more. We talk about everything over here. Bendover says, my poop has gone global. Hey, yo, Bendover, yes, this will be your first warning, okay? Liam says, Ian going global. Ian, that's your first warning too, because you're not talking about nothing that got to do with the topics. Essential oil, Queen, the woman in red should have called in sick. She can hardly talk, right? Bendover says Fox News, LMAFAO. We don't worry about the network, Ben. You have not been here long enough to understand by now that we don't worry about the network. We let the rabbit stick his head out the hole, and then he gives us information, and then we make sure by our own assessments. Then we figure out if we're going to blow his head off. We don't worry about, oh, it's Fox, oh, it's MSNBC, oh, it's CNN. We don't do that over here. We get the information before we kill the rabbit. Don't that make sense? So do me a favor, bend over, stop bending over, stand your ass up, pay attention, and jump up out that rabbit hole you in. And we're going to continue moving forward. Thank you. Now, DC Mayor admits to not following her own orders on a $61,930 trip to the Middle East. Yeah, you got to report everything that you're doing, especially when you're in office. It's very essential. Once you guys see what's going on here, the DC mayor think you're in trouble. She's in trouble. And here we go. Let's keep on going, y'all. DC mayor, step to the front of the congregation. Everybody from DC, come on, y'all. Time to talk to the DC mayor. Because I think she got something to answer, some answers for us.
Summit News has been trying to get answers about who exactly has been paying for DC Mayor Muriel Bowser's globe-hopping travel. Most notably, a $61,000 junket to the Middle East along with 4 members of her staff.
In spite of stonewalling by the mayor's office, I-Team investigator Scott Taylor uncovered that tour was paid for by the government of Qatar and was never approved as required under city rules established by the mayor herself. Finally, this afternoon.
When I move, I like that. As soon as I move, right? I know you love it.
Afternoon, the mayor answered our question. So Scott, what did she have to say?
She had a lot to say, guys. On Monday, I was ready to drop another bombshell on this story. The mayor's office was claiming a March letter from Qatar somehow met paperwork requirements which needed to be filed and approved before she took that pricey trip in 2023. But that letter is missing vital information required by her own policy. Today, she finally talked to me about it all on camera. Why were you not transparent in 2023 according to rules of your own memorandum in 2015 about obtaining a donation agreement before you traveled to Qatar?
We should have, but that donation agreement has been completed.
But the donation agreement doesn't even follow your own rules. It's just a letter. It's missing 2 answers to questions and isn't signed by 2 district officials. Have you let other donation agreements come in just from letters and no invoices?
Like I said, we typically do the donation agreements according to, our best practices.
So that was a mistake by your office?
It was.
Finally, the mayor being transparent about not following her own rules. Next hour, I'm going to be back right here with more.
So this reminds me of that joke with that girl that pops on TikTok and she says, I ordered a salad and can you believe me, they brought me a BLT? Then they go, bang. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to eat it anyway, even though I'm on a strict diet. And bang. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So you already know what was going on with that right there. Come on, Mayor. Good try. We see what you're up to. You better make sure that paperwork is straight because it seemed like you got some people on your ass because they're not playing right now. I see they're really digging right now. They're going behind it. It seems like they're inspecting all of your real estate, personal assets, things of that nature. So whoever has a portfolio and you're in office, you better be careful because they're probably checking into everybody right about now. I'm in the comments. I want to know what you guys got to say about this. Essential Oil says a little late, but at least she admitted the wrong. There you go. Jesse says, that's right. What else you got over here? Y'all got AMH80 says Jesus is king. Trump is being used to do the Lord's work. Okay, 80. What else you got over here? Mr. Franklin says, hey, yo, Brody, might help us about download. Okay, what else you got? Mark Dorfman says, it's a freebie. Gotcha. It's a freebie. Gotcha. What else you got? EM says, premium prevents advertising interruptions. Okay, Trump is a king. Okay, Kai says, we need better trainers for public office. What else you got? 80 says, don't give politicians a moment of peace. Lord, keep bringing the corruption, keep bringing light to corruption. There you go. Okay, what y'all got? Donald says, my Wilson, that was Marion Berry. He smoked crack, busted twice. Kai Wilson says, that was Marion Berry. Yep, you smoke crack, don't you? Okay, off the pull-up pod. Love family from Cali, the Bay Area. Thank you so much. Off the pull-up. Mouth South says it's in the Constitution. Jesse Holt says, hey, Kendra Walker, 80. Lord, keep exposing the corruption. And we got Kai Wilson over here. Oh, that was a different mayor, a guy that had hookers and he looked before he got reelected. Let's keep on going, you guys. Let's keep on going. Because now we're going to get into the Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor, who's been accused of inflammatory rhetoric. She seems to be a sleeper cell now that she's been actually activated. Seems like some people do that. They wait till they get in a position and then they really act the way that they want to act. I'm not going to make any assumptions. It's all alleged. Let's see what's going on with the Supreme Court Justice because people are definitely saying that there's a situation with her being accused of using inflammatory rhetoric. You guys do me a favor, make sure y'all chiming in and letting me know where you're chiming in from so that we can keep on pulling information from your city, state, or country. Let's go.
With us now is the Federalist reporter, Brianna Lyman. What is she saying, and what is Justice Sotomayor up to, Brianna?
I mean, the fact that you have a sitting Supreme Court justice saying we have to stand up and fight this fight is lending credence to the claim or reinforcing the criticism that judicial overreach is occurring and that the judiciary is being used as a political weapon rather than the judiciary being used as a neutral arbiter of the law. And the fact that she said we have to fight for lost causes. The role of a lawyer is to zealously advocate for a client, of course, but the role of a judge is to zealously advocate for the Constitution, and those aren't always the same thing.
That's right. Her job is to interpret the law. Yes. Some plaintiffs and some defendants deserve to lose, yes. Right? Her job is to say, what does the law say? And this call for activism, unfortunately, you're seeing it in district judges. You also saw it at the Supreme Court itself when she joined Supreme Court Chief Justice Roberts in sort of an overnight weekend overriding of a local, intervening in a local case before the Supreme Court would normally have jurisdiction. So we hear a lot about how President Trump has to follow the law, and yes, he does, but judges do too.
Yeah, it almost seems like her comments are this implicit demand for judicial supremacy. But when the founders created 3 co-equal branches of government, funny enough, the judiciary was designed as the weakest branch of government. And Thomas Jefferson said in an 1804 letter, there is nothing in the Constitution that gives judges the authority to dictate the actions of another branch. They're there to interpret the law and apply the consequences. But now they are speaking with this sense of finality as if they get to dictate national and foreign policy, which is probably out of their scope.
Yeah, but then when you got the Supreme Court backing them up, it makes them feel like they're solidified in doing it. So it's a hard argument right there. I want to shoot on over to somewhere else, and then let me explain something real quick. The sequence of the way we do videos for some people that don't understand. Why does he go to politics, then he goes to somewhere else? Because I know my platform now, and I know that sometimes you guys won't watch the small clips if I don't play the big things. The little clips won't get that attention. So again, you guys that already patronize here and always come here every day almost, you know why we do what we do and the reasoning why we like to bring small stories to light. For instance, we've got a man who is no longer with us that's gonna actually speak to us through AI in court. He's gonna speak to the person who actually, took him out of here, killed him. And this is a fantastic thing, I think, because a lot of times you never get to hear from a person from the grave, especially someone that's been murdered. So this story right here, a lot of people might not like. They might run because it's not big news or political or whatever. Why are you playing this story right here? We're playing it for a reason. Someone lost their lives, and we're going to give this man some respect. The same respect that I would like to have, not like, oh, Bugatti ain't here no more, and 5 minutes later, y'all just watching somebody else. I give people their flowers while they're here, and I make sure that I talk big about them when they're not here anymore, because that's what I would want. That's why I do this, and that's why I would like this for somebody to talk about me when I'm not here anymore. So let's respect the dead and do the same for this person right here. And not only that, he's actually able to speak to the person that killed him. How about that? So if you don't mind giving this man 2 minutes of your life, let's go for it.
Hello. In other news today, a dramatic victim impact statement delivered in court, but the person speaking is dead, killed in a deadly road rage act of violence. In what is believed to be a first in trial history, the judge gave the family permission to use AI technology so the slain man could speak directly to his killer. Amber Cagliano has more.
I wish I could be with you all today.
Hard to believe, but this man isn't real. It's an AI-generated image of a real man named Chris Pelkey. This is the actual Chris Pelkey before he was slain.
I'm Chris Pelkey. I served with the United States Army.
And this is AI Chris Pelkey.
I am a version of Chris Pelkey recreated through AI that uses my picture and my voice profile.
Side by side, it's hard to tell the difference. There's a surprising reason why the AI video was created. It's a victim's impact statement, and it was played in court at the sentencing of the man who killed the real Chris Pelkey. Gabriel Horcasitas shot Pelkey in a road rage dispute at a red light in Chandler, Arizona.
I would like to make my own impact statement to Gabriel Horcasitas, the man who shot me. It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances. In another life, we probably could have been friends.
I knew exactly what Chris would say. Pelkey's sister, Stacey Wales, wrote the words that her AI brother speaks in the video.
I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do.
What do you think your brother would think about this?
I know he would be elated. What I wanted was to humanize Chris. The sentencing judge was moved by the video.
I love that AI. Thank you for that.
The AI video ends with this poignant sign-off.
I'm gonna go fishing now. Love you all. See you on the other side.
Amazing. The killer was sentenced to 10.5 years in jail for
I think he should have got more.
manslaughter.
I think he should have got more. That impact statement was real. I actually see why AI is phenomenal, and it definitely played a good part in what we just saw. You guys appreciate the content that you see here. I know you can watch Inside Edition anywhere, but do me a favor, let's double tap that screen just in case you like the content. And we're going to keep on moving forward because we are, yes, the #1 show on YouTube from 6 o'clock until. And I'm coming to the comments because I want to know what you guys got to say about this. Let's go. Coco says, what the F is this? What we got over here? Okay, error says, at Batty Lynn, can't say it better. Coco says, what the F is this? Let AI to fail students into PR and whatever. K Grant says, I mean, we the kind of aware this is the kind of guy who gets out of his car and fights someone. Yeah. Timogen, oh my God, you did it again. Thank you so much. I won't be able to join you early morning shows come this upcoming week. New job plus time difference, but I'll always watch the playback and stay strong. But guess what? I'm gonna start doing Q&A, Timogen. I meant to tell you guys that we're gonna start doing Q&A at least 2 or 3 times a week after the show so we can actually talk. I'm gonna probably do that around 6 o'clock in the evening in PM time. So we're not gonna only do 6 o'clock here on Our Bottom Line, but every other day I'm gonna do a Q&A so we can talk about this probably out of the soup in a different location with a green screen starting this week where we can actually talk about stuff outside of here. I don't have to worry about clips. I won't have to worry about timing and all of that. I can actually sit down and you and I can actually talk about things that we've been expressing, that we've been seeing going on here at the show. I think it's going to be a great thing because I have a lot of things that I want to speak to you guys about, but it's difficult in between clips and in between the time that we're doing the show. So I think it's good for us to do a Q&A. Plus, I don't want to lose a person like this because they're changing their timing. This is the second person that told me something like that, and I ain't going to lose you. So I'm going to make sure that you can at least be around for the Q&A. So you're still going to be able to see us and you're still going to be able to chime in because we're going to be going live. And thank you for that $19.99 super chat. More people should be like you because we get it in over here. But I got to keep it moving because I got to work. I got to keep on working. Y'all keep on working. I got to earn it. I'm the type that likes to keep on banging the nail, keeps on getting it going. I want to read your comments as well, but let me get a little more videos out here because we got this fun-thadun that's NYPD searching for in the Bronx. All he's been doing is driving around in a stolen moped and stealing people's phones. So if you're in the Bronx, I need you guys to be careful. If you see this guy riding around on a red motorcycle on a moped, go ahead and stick a stick through his wheel and let him fly off the moped. You might get it. No, I'm just playing. Don't do that. Probably want to report him or something like that. Even if people call you a snitch, whatever, you're helping people. So yes, we're going to zoom on over and come right to where I'm at, not too far. NYPD is searching for a man on a stolen moped. First of all, he stole a moped and now he robbing people. Come on now. Police, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing out here? What kind of police do we have in New York right now? I ask you guys, I swear to God, it's every man for himself. And it's also ATF, which we also call over here. What, guys? After the fact. Let's go on to the Bronx to see what's going on with this dude snatching these phones.
A string of phone snatchings has police on high alert, and now they say they need your help to find the guy behind them.
Of course.
News 12's Marissa Santorelli is in Fordham with the crazy details.
8 phone snatchings in 2 weeks, all by a man with a stolen moped. And it all started on Tybout Avenue. Back on April 24th, police say a man parked his moped right here and chained it up and went inside his building. Just moments later, they say a guy came by, broke the chains, hopped on the moped and took off, only to use that same stolen moped in a citywide string of phone snatchings. Over the course of 2 weeks, the robber used this stolen moped to take a tour of the borough, committing 8 different crimes. From Parkchester to Unionport, Belmont to Kingsbridge, even making a pit stop in Manhattan.
There's a lot of that goes on in Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. You know, crime is pretty rampant at this moment.
Thank
These guys on these things, they come from all over.
Thank you.
In each incident, while driving the moped, police say the alleged robber approached the victims from behind, snatching their phones right from their hands. People in the area tell me this isn't the first time this has happened.
There were stray cyclists there, and they cut the chain and they took them away.
One woman tells me how she makes sure she's not the next victim.
I always walk with my phone in my bag and all that.
Yeah, y'all. So that's only one thing. It's a lot going on. They done found two bodies. Yeah, two bodies from two people that was just leaned in the building somewhere. We stand in New York right now. I'm at the front of the stage. It's me. I'm the one at the front of the stage right now because where we at? We in New York. Thank you, Kathy Jokel Hochul, for allowing stuff like this to happen by having weak people in office. Don't nobody want to work for Tish. And don't nobody want to work for this other lady that used to be the sanitation commissioner. Yeah, our police commissioner last year, yeah, she was the sanitation commissioner. So now, let's put her in charge of all the police. Yeah, sanitation to police. And you think people want to work for somebody like that? You know how many police retired because of that lady? Let me keep on moving, you guys, because now, yes, two men, like I said, found dead, unconscious, dead in a Little Italy stairwell. The family is grieving. It could be drug affiliated, and we're not going to say it. It's possible, so we're going to say alleged. Two men, they were on their lunch break. They were doing some construction work. We don't know if they're legal or not. We're not going to go there, but they're no longer with us because they were in the building found dead. I don't know if it was drugs involved, but if there's no weapons, there was no bullet holes, no shots fired, no struggle or anything like that. So 9 times out of 10, allegedly, it might have to do with drugs. Let's go get into this right here in Little Italy, guys, in a place that you would never expect something like this to happen.
We begin with a mystery in Little Italy. Police say 2 men were found unconscious in a stairwell just a few feet away from a restaurant. One man was pronounced dead at the scene, the other pronounced dead at the hospital moments later.
Fentanyl to me.
Tonight, a deluge of questions as emotional family members are left wondering what could have happened. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo has details.
In the heart of Little Italy, packed with hungry patrons dining out on a warm spring evening under the green, white, and red lights on Mulberry Street. The piercing sound of a woman's anguish, the devastation of family members shook everyone to their core.
Broke my heart because, I just offered them water, but you can't do nothing else more than that. Then you cannot empathy how they feeling right now. And even I'm sure they don't know what happened.
Distraught loved ones waited outside an apartment building as not 1 but 2 bodies were removed by the medical examiner. Tables emptied out at Buonanotte, the restaurant right next door, managed by Betul Sinar.
We don't eat nothing today. We don't want to deal with that because what we see, we traumatized.
Police say the 2 men were found unconscious in the stairwell of the building just before 4 Saturday afternoon. One of them, a 34-year-old, pronounced dead at the scene. The other, 35 years old, pronounced dead at the hospital. Relatives say they were doing work at the building, painting one of the apartments.
Then she go upstairs, she checking, but she find in the floor.
Maria Juarez, the girlfriend of one of the victims and part of the same work crew, says the boss called the crew down for lunch and the 2 men never responded. She's baffled by how this could happen.
No, al parecer fue. She no have idea. Maybe they say the chemical, the paint. Yeah, the paints.
Also baffled, the people who went out for dinner and witnessed tragedy.
They're next to us or neighbor, I'm sure.
They're trying to blame Benjamin Moore on this. They said it could be the paint. So they're trying to say maybe Benjamin Moore or Bear got something to do with this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to lean towards the area of possible having fentanyl. And excuse me, we're going to say alleged so I don't get in no trouble. Thanks for the love. We got another super chat over here. Let's say thank you to... Okay, that's the same one. Okay, let's keep on going, you guys. I want to get in these comments. I want to know what you guys got to say because we stacked the deck pretty good. Let's go. Panda Life says the MFs got high and dead. Addiction don't have a time or place. Thank you. Johnny P says carbon monoxide. In the stairwell though, Johnny? I'm not too sure. Dominic says D-Rugs. That's what we call it over here. We say D-Rugs. What else you got over here? Temujin says it's just back to back in certain places. Regardless, rest in peace. You're gone, but your loved ones are in pain. Jesus. Mark Dorfman, good morning, Mark. What's good? Mark Dorfman says, what a shame. Smack the Donkey says, Derek, sorry for your TDS. Derek says, Jesus Tarrier. Natalie Georgievich, good morning. Creepy, something happened. Exactly. Kendra says, at chat, please stick to the topic. Thank you so much, Kendra, for letting everybody know. That's the super mod. That's the super co-host right there. That's the number one right there. That's Kendra right there, y'all. She don't play. Kendra said, up at the chat, please stick to the topic. Okay, we got AHM80. I'm a Jesusterian, and I am too. We got Trump love over here from Daniel. We got another one from Panda that says, but the reason it's horrible is because they have made it horrible for themselves. Another thing too, you guys, I have a question. I know that they probably didn't check into it because we're a sanctuary city and they don't check into things like that. But number one, they weren't speaking English. Seems like the entire crew probably might have been immigrants and illegals. So I don't know exactly what happened here, but what we're going to do is we're going to keep on checking and looking into this story, of course, because that's what we do every day. And if you guys appreciate the content, I want you guys to double tap that screen right now or go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become a member. We do this every single day. This is Our Bottom Line, a place where, yes, we play video clips in the back. My job is to play the clips, make sure that we have good content. Your job is to respond to whatever you see here, and you can speak on it any kind of way that you want. The reason we made this platform is because a lot of times people like us, when we make our comments, people that don't agree, they want to kick us out. They say you can't be over here because you're not a part of a certain party. Well, guess what? We're neutral over here. We're not a party. I don't care what party you're a part of. You can say what you have to say in these comments and feel comfortable saying it, as long as you're respectful and you're keeping to topic. You can even make jokes. We have no problem with that. And everybody here, I want you to know, this is our debate platform. So that means that if people have strong knowledge of what they want to say and they want to say certain things, it's not my fault. Guys got to debate and get them back. Let's see strong debates. Let's see good comments going on, because that makes for a good conversation and we can get through things once we get what we have to say out. And that's why we made Our Bottom Line, you guys. And thank you so much. We're going to keep on moving forward because we got to go to Tyrie Nichols' situation in Memphis right now. The family is very distraught because the verdict that came out was not so good. So the community is very angry to the point where they're putting dead or unalive posters. They're putting the police pictures inside dead or unalive posters for the former officers, and they being hung all over the town. I don't know if you guys know about this, but we're going to shoot on down to Tennessee. Come on, Tennessee. I told you guys, we make sure that we get content from everywhere. That's why I always ask you guys where you're from, so I could make sure that we're looking all over to make sure that the content is relevant. Let's get on over to this Tyrie Nichols situation, you guys. I want to see what you guys have to say about this, because it's pretty eerie as well, but it's happening and we gotta show it. We have to show it.
That many in Memphis are continuing to react to the not guilty verdicts in the death of Tyrie Nichols. And tonight, the most shocking reaction of all: wanted posters, disturbing calls for vigilante justice for the 3 former police officers who were acquitted in Tyrie's death. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Hurst.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. The posters are located on light poles in Cooper Young. WREG's Raven Copeland has reaction to the verdicts and the message for the city during this time.
We have gotten so much injustice from this city.
Say that.
That is ridiculous.
Say that.
My son was murdered.
That's right.
By 5 Memphis police
That's
officers.
right. Murder.
He was murdered.
Murder.
And 3 of them got off.
There are people in the Memphis community who share some of the same emotions that Tyrie Nichols' family is carrying. Some are more vocal than others. Wanted posters in Cooper Young say the 3 former officers are wanted dead or unalive for Nichols' deadly police beating.
I don't condone those posters at all. I haven't seen them. You said, okay, I haven't seen those posters. I don't condone the posting of those posters. What I do understand is a deep hurt and agony and pain for people in this city right now.
Representative Justin Pearson says he encourages the community to express their emotions, but he advises them to do it in a nonviolent way. However, he also voiced his disappointment over Wednesday's verdict.
And for someone to see those videos of Tyrie Nichols being beaten to death by these officers and to come back with not guilty, like that does something.
The verdict in Nichols's deadly police beating has also resulted in distrust of the Memphis Police Department. However, Memphis Mayor Paul Young and Police Chief C.J. Davis say they're focused on restoring the community's perception of the city's law enforcement.
All right, y'all, we got to come on over to New Jersey right now. As you know, the other day, the mayor of New Jersey got kind of peed off, and then he got arrested. Yes, I'm talking about Newark Mayor Ross Baraka, not Barack Obama. Ross Baraka. He was charged with trespassing at a migrant detention center in New Jersey. I guess they felt like they can go over there anytime they want and check on what's going on with the migrants. Crazy thing about that is, guess what? It was actually one of the best detention centers after they actually went in there, figured out it was actually a good ran place. People are getting taken care of the right way. And he went to jail, had them handcuffs on, watch your head, for absolutely no reason. I guess he's trying to make his bones right now, whatever the case may be. We're going to see, because a lot of people are trying to stand out. I guess the Democrats, and I'm not a Democrat or an independent, but what I'm seeing here is people are trying to stand out in their party. They're trying to be accepted. Maybe they're trying to go for other positions. I have no idea. Let's go into this clip. I want to know what you guys think about this, because like I said, the mayor got arrested yesterday for going to a detention center and trying to go in without being told.
As we continue, 9 minutes after the hour now, Newark, New Jersey Mayor Ross Baraka is speaking out after his arrest late Friday for allegedly attempting to break into an ICE facility during a protest with several Democratic members of Congress. We want to take you back to Newark. That's where we find correspondent CB Cotton with the very latest. Hi, CB.
Hi, Kevin. Well, this small group of protesters behind me says what happened yesterday at this ICE detention facility was fascism on full display. But the White House is slamming it as political theater, saying Democrats are, quote, prioritizing the welfare of illegal aliens over American citizens. Now we have this new body camera footage obtained exclusively by colleague Bill Malugin, which shows exactly what took place the moment when Newark Mayor Ross Baraka was taken into custody. You can see him here led away in handcuffs, and U.S. Representative LaMonica McIver, who appears to be shoving and elbowing her way past a DHS agent. DHS says had she and the other U.S. representatives on scene simply asked for a tour of the ICE facility, they would have gotten one. Instead, DHS says the lawmakers demanded to conduct an oversight visit before storming their way into the facility gate past security as a bus of detainees was entering. The lawmakers ultimately were allowed inside, but Newark Mayor Ross Baraka, also a Democratic candidate for New Jersey governor, was not, and he was later arrested on scene, as we've been talking about. He's now been charged with trespassing after the feds say he ignored repeated warnings to leave. But Baraka told CNN that's not true, saying he was arrested after returning to the public side of the gate.
They tried to arrest me. As you can see, he tried to arrest me. As you can see, I'm calm. I'm not doing anything. I'm just walking. We got out of the gate. They, I guess, made a decision to come around the gate after we left to arrest me outside of the gate.
So a private company entered into an agreement with ICE to open the facility behind me. For months, Baraka and other Newark officials have been alleging in court that the company didn't obtain proper permits. DHS says that's not true, while sharing photos of some of the detainees who are inside, saying they've all been accused of serious crimes.
I don't know why you would want to run on this platform. I'm a career law enforcement officer, and I don't want to go out and support MS-13 terrorists. I don't want to go out there and support child rapists. And those are the people behind those fences.
All right, y'all. Let's keep on going, because we got to stack this deck. I want to know what you guys got to say about that. I'm sure you probably don't got too much, but I'm going to come over there anyway. I want to know what you guys got to say about that. Plus, these posters right here that we just noticed. Come on, let's get into the comments, y'all. Panda says it doesn't It doesn't. Read it again. Whatever. Kelly says, everybody deserves the due process. Panda Life, they laughing at you. Okay, what you got? Deacon Blue says the Constitution states all people, not citizens. Okay, Viper 6 over says, no, it's not. Stop hiding when you're wanted. Okay, Panda Life says, in the Constitution, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Let's go up here to Ronald Long. Just crazy to me how black parents use their kids bargaining chips. Deacon Blue says due process for every person as stated in the Constitution. What else we got here? We got D Ocean says deep woo, wish they'd fight that hard for actual legal citizens. Okay, you guys, we got Ronald Long that says black people be trying to move up in the lodge. Okay, what else we got? John at Oceans, deep woo, yeah, absolutely right. Those posters definitely could. Yeah, but those I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm gonna keep on reading. Smack the Donkey says the posters are not good at all, but the verdict is BS. Memphis needs to get their act together. Rest in peace, brother. Prayers to the family. They need to sue the city for civilly, and I believe in that too, especially if they have video of this beating going on to this person passed. And from what I saw, I do not agree with the verdict myself. I don't know what you guys think about that, the Tennessee situation, but from what I saw with this case, I cannot agree with the verdict myself. And those police officers, I can tell why they left the state, because they probably were going to get unalive, especially with those wanted posters up there. How about that part? You know, that citizens made that up. That's another reason why I'm out of there. They look wanted, dead or alive posters, out of there. Whole nother country. Keeping it moving, y'all, because we got to go ahead to talk and see what's going on with our president. Because Trump actually took some questions yesterday regarding a host of different executive orders that he signed into play yesterday, as well as where we are with the tariffs. Yes, I did it on purpose. I want you guys to see what the president's saying, and if we can get it from the horse's mouth, that's where we rather get it from. This way, nobody's talking about, oh, you're watching Fox, you're watching MSNBC. When you hear it from the horse's mouth, you can't say you heard it somewhere else. So let's get into it, you guys. You wanted to know about tariffs. You wanted to know about positions, where we're at right now. Let's hear it from the president himself.
Said today that the 10% baseline tariff on all countries is here to stay, even after the deals are done. Does that mean that countries offering zero tariffs won't get reciprocity?
You are going to always have a baseline. I mean, there could be an exception at some point. We'll see. You know, somebody does something exceptional for us. That's always possible. But basically, you have a baseline of a minimum of 10%, and some of them will be much higher, 40%, 50%, 60%, as they've been doing to us over the years. We had a wonderful deal yesterday. We have 4 or 5 other deals coming immediately. We have many deals coming down the line, and ultimately we're just signing the rest of them in. But we always have a baseline of 10%.
And then specifically on the possibility of an increase in taxes on wealthier Americans, what do you say to conservative Republicans who argue that this is an increase on small business owners?
Well, what we're doing is we're actually, if we ever did that, it would only be, and from what I hear, people would love to do it, rich people. I would love to do it, frankly, but what we'll do is that, you know, they'll go around saying, oh, this is so terrible. What you do it is you're giving up something up top in order to make people in the middle income and the lower income brackets save more. So it's really a redistribution. And I'm willing to do it if they want. I would love to be able to give people in a lower bracket a big break by giving up some of what I have. But I'll tell you, a lot of people say don't do it because of the fact that you have the Bush statement about read my lips. But he lost because of Ross Perot. He didn't lose because of that statement.
And then on the salt.
But I don't think they're going to be doing it. But I actually think it's good politics to do it where richer people give up. And it's a very small, it's like a point. But they give it up to benefit people in a lower income.
And then on the salt tax credits, Mr. President, there are some Republicans who say, why is it that these 45 other states should be paying taxes to alleviate the tax burden of New York or
it's
some of
only
these
because those states are behind, very badly behind, and those people were affected very badly. And, you know, the sad part is oftentimes they were affected badly because you had bad management in those states, like in California with Newsom and, you know, people. So you had some bad management. But that's being worked on now. They may do a piece one way or the other. It's a very complex issue, but I think it's being worked out. I think it's.
Okay, guys, you know how we do it. We got to keep on moving. Thank you, Mr. President, for that information. I hope you guys got enough on the tariffs, because that's what y'all don't play about the tariffs. Y'all be wanting to know what's going on at the supermarket, at the gas station. Y'all be wanting to know what's going on with that. Money, 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 money. What y'all got to say in the comments? Here I go. True Blue. Okay, Ronald Long says California. Johnny P says crank. Okay, what else y'all got? John says the tariffs are good, not only for our money. Okay, what else they good for? Tell us about it. Kendra says, if you're enjoying the content, double tap that screen, please. Y'all heard what Kendra says. Ronald Long, 36 trillion last time I checked. Okay, Crank says Trump signing dozens of deals now. Deacon Blue says groceries aren't down. Thank you so much, Deacon Blue. That's why we're gonna start going into the field, and we're going live. I'm in the shower earlier. No, actually, I went to the supermarket yesterday. I said, no, y'all not getting away with this crap. Talking about supermarket prices are down when I went to the supermarket yesterday, and a small thing like this, a Wishbone, yes, Wishbone dressing, salad dressing is $3. No, the prices have not gone down. As a matter of fact, certain supermarkets are still price gouging, and we're gonna just call it what it is. Potato chips are still $2.50. We're not stupid. Little Debbie's are still damn near $1 for one. No, we want to see those prices go down. Those prices. Want to see the steak prices go down. We want to see the meat prices go down. I don't even eat it, but I want to see it go down for real, drastically. Stop playing with us talking about the prices are going down, and we in New York and other cities, we don't see it at all. Not at all, especially because we have these thieving supermarket owners that are not paying, that think that, hey, you know what? We can still keep on ripping them off. Why not? Why not keep ripping them off at $2.50 for whatever? Not only that, but it's still got to go back to the companies too. We need to really go at these potato chip companies. I'm not stopping until I see that $2.50 circle come up off of that Wise bag of potato chips. That bag of potato chips is 50 cents, the old 50 cents bag, and it's full of air. You might get 12 chips, and it's $2.50. Are they crazy, or are they smoking crack? I don't care. Y'all might call me what y'all want, but I'm being dead serious about this. When it comes down to supermarket prices, they're gouging, and they have not taken the prices down at all. Not in New York. And they're gonna probably try to say, oh, because the rent's too damn high. So what? Take the prices down accordingly to what you get. Don't try to triple and double and get all this money off of us when you know how hard it is out here trying to rip us off. If the gas prices went down like they said, everything else should go down, right? Efficiency and all of this crap. Stop ripping us off. I want to see that damn circle come off that Wise bag that says $2.50 for that 50-cent bag of potato chips. That's where I'm going with it. What else y'all got? What we got over here? Ocean says, deep woo, the majority of us voted for exactly what Trump's doing, and this is the first time in my life I've said that about our government. Okay, what else you got? We got Kendra that says, if it costs you $0 to show support to the channel. $0. It don't cost you nothing to show support to this channel, y'all. Crankbait says groceries down. Where at, Crankbait? Talk to me. If you're in New York, let me know. Okay, Kendra said it again. Double tap that screen, y'all. What else we got? Deacon Blue that says the deal he made with the UK was the exact deal we already had. A giant nothing burger. Ooh, okay. Okay, what else y'all got over here? Y'all got Ronald that says, you right, brother. Thank you so much. Dan O'Brien that says, that's because you got those hood rats stealing grocery carts full of food. Okay. And you're right about that, because they're about to close the Walmarts and the Rite Aids. 80 says, bring all companies back to the USA and pay the American citizens fair wage and send the illegals home. Mary Ortiz says, looking like a crackhead's pimp. Oh, Marty, you gotta go. Bang! Out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, American High Walker. What else you got? Kendra says, smart D Oceans. Ronald says, right. Chad C, the $20 Erwang strawberry. Ronald Long says, right. What else y'all got over here? Yes, Smack the Donkey says, Trump said there would be an adjustment period, but companies are gouging. Thank you. Trump's plan is going to take time. Tariffs will stimulate manufacturing and white blue collar jobs. Y'all need to do me a favor. Y'all need to start boycotting certain companies. Like right now, if 20 people was to call Wise, WISE, write a letter to Wise and say, we're on to you. We're not buying them damn potato chips no more until y'all bring the price down. I guarantee you something will happen. But nobody doing nothing. Why? Because people are lazy. Yeah, even though we got a lot of convenience going on here, back in the day, people would have did all types of crazy stuff. Are you kidding me? Been outside the Wise potato chip factory, chanting and all types of stuff. Now, oh yeah, we know what's going on. Doing all types of other stuff and hoping somebody else will do it. That's why nothing get done, because you talk about it, but you never do it. Now let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got to go to North Carolina real quick. We got a confrontation with an employee worker from Frontier Airlines. I really call Frontier, what's the other one? Spirit, and probably another one that we're gonna not say JetBlue. That's really, to me, I call that soul plane. So anything that happens on soul plane, hey, you get what you bargained for. But that's something that a lot of people probably don't know about when it comes down to these cheap, janky airlines, right? So in North Carolina, we got a confrontation with an employee that's a worker that basically went back and forth with, went back and forth arguing with one of the travelers, and it basically went viral. I want you guys to see this right here because, again, you get what you pay for. I know we always talk about this in the comments when it comes down to janky airlines, but I'm gonna be the first one to say it about, Frontier, as she's mocking and making a joke of this one passenger. Check this out.
Between a passenger and Frontier Airlines employees at RDU is going viral. The video was posted on X. It shows an employee mocking a traveler. WIR's Monica Casey is live out at RDU right now with Frontier's response.
Now tell me she don't remind you of what's the lady name? Monique in Soul Plane. Watch this, guys. Tell me this lady don't remind you of Monique.
On to all this, Monica.
Yeah, Jeff, that video was originally posted on a travel blog called The View from the Wing and then picked up by the New York Post. That man was trying to travel from RDU to Boston, flying Frontier. Here's what happened at the counter.
And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes.
Now, the video doesn't show what led up to the confrontation. According to the passenger, he arrived at the airport 50 minutes before his flight. Frontier's policy is that check-in must happen an hour ahead of time. You also have to pay to print your boarding pass at the airport per Frontier. Now, the customer told that travel blog he pushed back but ultimately agreed to pay before that video was taken. He also said RDU police got involved. Broadcastify radio traffic shows what happened.
Simple. It's going to be Frontier ticket counter. White male, bald head, green shirt, causing a problem.
Units are clear code Q with a customer service issue. Subject has moved to JetBlue to book a ticket.
And he kept it low budget. He ain't bump up his situation like, let me go to American, let me go somewhere else, where I might get better treatment. I'm gonna go over to JetBlue. Oh my God, Rubber Band Airlines. No, my bad, JetBlue. I call Spirit Rubber Band because when you be on them little jets, the wings be like this. When you're taking the little small flights, like when I went to Hawaii, they put you on a small jet. It be feeling like the wings are flapping on the jet on JetBlue. Oh my God, I'm in the comments, y'all. What y'all got for me? Let's go. We got DJ Mart says Soul Plane 2, flight grounded. Smack the Donkey says, yeah, not Monique, more like Medea. Uh-oh. What else y'all say? Y'all got D Ocean says, Deep Woo, the shelves will be empty, maybe of cheap plastic Chinese crap, but we grow food, so whatever. Okay, that's good. Kendra Walker says, buying junk and introducing vegetables. Too many children don't eat veggies. You're right about that, Kendra. They need to eat more veggies, more green, more leafy greens. There you go. Crankbait says she gets fired, deserved. Yep, she got it. She got the axe, but they said that she was actually not an employee. She didn't work for Frontier, but that's not true because we saw the neckband and we saw the jacket. So stop playing. They don't want to claim that she works for them. Ronald Long says, I never got on a plane a day of my life. Okay. Crankbait says Shamika gets fired. I call her Joakatima. D Ocean says D Ocean's D Woo said, should we really leave our electronics manufacturing to a shift country like China? I don't know, because they might be scheming and getting information from us. Kurt Newton said they will never go down in New York. Democrats, states Democrats in DC are not the Democrats of old. Republicans in DC, not as many that are corrupt. needs to be term limits. Yep, you guys know what I'm talking about. And I understand exactly what you're saying, because once they get in there, they act like the budget for the state is a smorgasbord for them to use how they want, depending on the politician. Because like they stated in the comments, we do have some, respectable and commendable politicians. You guys do me a favor. If y'all appreciating the content and the fact that we up since 6 o'clock this morning, making sure that we get this content together for you guys so that we can bring a great show, do your boy a favor and double tap that screen. Also, go ahead and join the channel. Turn on post notifications so that you know every time that we're on. We're going to start going on again at 6 o'clock in the evening, and we're going to be doing Q&A. Now, we got to keep on moving. Woo! Because we got to go to LA. Come on, LA. Come on now. Come on now. Come on, LA. We got LA County situations where we got these two men that are allegedly hunting people in the casinos. The winners, they're following people home, pulling guns on them, and boxing them in with cars, all types of crazy situations. Want you guys in LA to see what's going on. They got them, but I want you to see what they were doing at these casinos and how they were setting people up to rob them. All right, you guys, don't become a victim of stuff like this. Be careful when people come up walking to you, especially when you win some money. Don't trust nobody. Keep them away from you.
2 Southgate men are facing federal charges tonight after authorities say they stalked and robbed unsuspecting casino winners at gunpoint. The pair is said to have hunted their targets in casinos, then ambushed them after they left.
Rick Chambers is live at the Commerce Casino with more on how the daring duo nearly got away with hundreds of thousands of dollars. Rick?
Yeah, Cher, this was literally highway robbery. We had a group of thieves that would follow successful gamblers and then rob them out on the road. But it was a joint FBI, LA Sheriff's task force that put an end to it.
We're happy to have them off the streets.
He's referring to these two men, Derek Lopez and Juan Gonzalez of Southgate, indicted today in federal court for a series of armed robberies outside several different Southland casinos. The feds say Lopez was the scout, always looking for winners in the casino. In fact, that's him at a table in the Commerce Casino high-fiving a female target.
Once they saw a patron that they believed to be a successful gambler, someone who's taking out a large amount of winnings that evening, they would then follow them onto the highway.
It's alleged that Lopez, Gonzalez, and at least 2 other men would use multiple cars to box in their target along highway off-ramps. This is a surveillance photo of those cars doing just that. The bandits would then swarm the car with guns drawn.
Smash the windows of that car and then demand and take either the winnings themselves or the actual casino chips and oftentimes other personal property of those gamblers.
The victims were predominantly Asian and targeted more than 16 times during a 7-month period back in 2023. The feds say this is Lopez during one of those takeovers. The gunman often hitting more than once a night and taking in quite a haul.
There is at least $275,000 in cash, winnings, chips, or property.
At least 2 of the victims were cut by flying glass as they were attacked in their cars. The U.S. Attorney's Office says that Juan Gonzalez was arraigned today in federal court. Lopez, who is already in state prison on firearms charges, will be in federal court later this summer.
All right, we're going to keep it in L.A. because we got this local Senor Loco Duck, the man who drove through Jennifer Aniston's gate. He appears in court today, and oh my God, this guy looked like he drove straight out of hell. I don't know if he was naked or what, but the way he looks bananas. I want you guys to see this because we got this obsessed fan named Jimmy Carlisle. Have you guys heard about this? The man who crashed through Jennifer Aniston's security gate. He appears in court and he looks like he's naked. Like I said, he got about $150,000 bail. Check this out, you guys. And I'm talking about he looked like Doc from Back to the Future. Watch this.
Jennifer Aniston's accused stalker made his first court appearance today. Jimmy Carlisle appeared shirtless. His suicide vest fell off his shoulders. His bail was set at $150,000. He was ordered to undergo a mental health evaluation. The judge also ordered he was not to have contact with Jennifer Aniston and stay at least 100 yards away from her home. The 48-year-old mechanic from Mississippi and an obsessed fan is accused of crashing through her security gate while the actress was home on Monday.
Wow.
He has a suspect at gunpoint.
Steve Ray has known the suspect for more than 40 years. He says Carwile has been living out of his car for several months.
He wasn't born this way, and I wish we could get him help. His family definitely wants to get him help.
If convicted, Jimmy Carwile faces 3 years in state prison.
I think he's mentally ill, but that don't mean that he can keep on doing that to her. So yeah, y'all, I want to know what you guys got to say about Jimmy Carlisle. Let's get to the comments, y'all. What y'all got over there? Duncan says, we were on a break, Ross and Rachel. What you got? DJ Mod says, what a fanboy. Friend's been off the air for 15 years. Deacon said, this dude is MAGA. What else you got? Dude is crazy as cat shit. Smack says, he's sorry. This dude is crazy as cat shit. Batty Lynn said, huh? Deacon Blue says, definitely a Trump voter. Okay, Adrian says, eggs down with a side price of gouging so groceries aren't down. With a side of gouging. Yep, eggs down with a side of gouging. There you go. Duncan says, yeah, he is nuts. Jacob says, dumb and dumber. Damn, this world, nothing ever surprises me. Duncan says, 30 years from now, we will still have cable. Okay, DJ Mod says, the bold haircut gave him away. One of the most dangerous hairstyles. Lucky to be alive. He talking about them two guys that was robbing in the casino. Duncan Stewart says, federal, yikes. Yep, they going to jail for real. They got greedy. They should have stopped early, says Vicky. Ooh, accountability is necessary, Trump. John says, smack the donkey. That's what I'm saying too. Okay, you guys, Fairfax County McDonald's. Come on. We got to go to Fairfax real quick because y'all know that these teenagers have been going crazy. These teenagers have been really wilding out, acting stupid out here when they come from school, confrontations. A lot of them look at you like, what's the problem? You don't like when we fight? You don't like when we yell? No, we came to McDonald's to have a burger if you're going to go, to have a good time with your children because kids love going to McDonald's. You know how the kids get when you tell them you're going to McDonald's, they be all happy and everything like that. Well, let me tell you something. Don't take them to Fairfax because in Fairfax, at the McDonald's over there, they put restrictions on the store. You got to show ID in order to get into McDonald's now. You got to be 21 and older in order to get into this McDonald's. Check this out, you guys. And they're already turning people away. Too many fights, too much stuff happening. And I agree with them. It's also happening in different places like Brooklyn. If the teenagers are going to act up, make sure that they're a certain age before you let them in your business.
McDonald's is restricting the age of customers who can dine inside. Good evening, I'm Scott Thuman. We first showed you this sign last night at 11 o'clock. It states, if you're over 21, you must ring a doorbell to be let in. This is at the McDonald's in Franconia near Thomas Edison High School. And new at 6 o'clock tonight, we spotted a teen being denied entry. 7 News' Jay Korf is live there now. And Jay, the change comes after recent fights involving teenagers.
Yeah, management here is just sick and tired of Thomas Edison high school students coming over here, really taking over the inside of the dining room, getting into fights, trashing the bathroom, throwing their garbage all over the place. So now the doors are locked, but the restaurant is still open.
It only happens with the kids. The normal community comes here, every interacts are great.
The McDonald's on Franconia Road in Fairfax County kicked off new safety measures, angering teenagers and thrilling adults.
I think it's a great thing. This is the first time in probably 5 years I sat down for 15 minutes in this McDonald's and enjoyed a hamburger.
To get into this McDonald's, customers are greeted at all entrances, which are locked, with a sign saying they have to be over 21 to dine inside. A doorbell alerts a staff member who lets you in. As you can see, they're happy to greet some customers, while others get denied. According to a spokesperson for this franchise, student violence and disrespectful behavior erupts here at least once a week, and staff and customers are sick of it. Thomas Edison High School is just across the street.
And I come here every morning. I get my sausage biscuit and my hash brown.
Robert Hankaski says for nearly 50 years, he's been frequenting this McDonald's.
This has been slowly manifesting probably over 10 years.
He says high school students routinely trash the bathrooms, start fights in the dining area, and generally provide an unpleasant experience for everyone.
And that's just in McDonald's. certain kids are getting so bored, they're doing weird stuff. Like when you give them a laptop computer, they literally got this new thing that's going viral on TikTok where it appears to show students setting their laptops on fire. Check this out.
It's the disturbing TikTok trend putting kids in danger in classrooms across multiple states. A growing number of videos posted to TikTok and other platforms in recent days, appearing to show kids sticking school supplies like pencils and paper clips in their Chromebooks, sparking electrical fires and releasing toxic smoke. One incident at Connecticut's Newington High School forcing an evacuation.
It became clear that the damage was done intentionally, that it wasn't a malfunctioning Chromebook, but rather a student had intentionally done things to it that caused it to smoke and eventually melt.
Thankfully, no one at the school was injured. But the town's fire marshal, DJ Zorton, telling us it's not just the fire that poses a threat. What is the potential danger these students might be putting themselves and others in?
There is a risk of electrocution, depending on what you're inserting into these laptops. If there's a fire, it's producing
Everybody, it's Tony Robbins and chemicals because of the battery, the lithium battery.
Producing toxic smoke. We don't want people breathing that stuff. The lithium batteries are volatile, so if it does explode, there's a potential that you're going to injure people around you.
At least 2 other schools in the state also reporting Chromebook fires.
The hallways filling with smoke. We went in and ended up finding a laptop in a classroom that was pretty much out but on fire at one point.
Maybe that's why United States in our education, we're 40th right now. Kids got all the laptops, all the stuff that they need. But after COVID, I swear to you, it seemed to me like they dumb as a bag of rocks. I got to be honest with you. They got the Chromebooks, and now instead of them actually using it for what they should be using them for, look what they're doing. They're setting them on fire. I want to know what you guys got to say about this in the comments. Let's go. I'm in the comments. And I think a lot of those Chromebooks were stuff that they was given too. That what they see at home with their parent, with their meth head parents. Liam says, this guy is on. What else you got? What else you got? You got the Kendra Walker says, bring back books since they don't appreciate the technology. The ones that did that to their Chromebooks, I believe the same thing, Kendra. That's what I would do to them. I would make sure that all they had was some big, heavy books and tell their parents, you better get a strong backpack for him because we ain't giving him another Chromebook unless you the one that's going to buy it. Not only that, setting a fire in school, shouldn't that be some sort of a crime? Yeah, instead of just looking at it like, oh, it's a TikTok fad. Yeah, but if I was to do that somewhere and leave my laptop smoldering, I might go to jail for it. So now, why don't we be a little more stern on them and let them get a little case behind it and put them on probation? I guarantee you that'll get rid of the TikTok trend. Let's keep on going, you guys. We got Cloud Queen that says the toxicity in the city. Smack the Donkey says, you ain't kidding. That lithium is no joke. If that battery blow up, Smack the Donkey, they in trouble. Liam says, please support. Okay, Liam going global. What else you got over here? You got toxic compounds. All right. Okay, keep on going over here, you guys. Cloud Queen DJ Zorton sounds like DJ name. Okay, Duncan said the fries counter. Okay, he did that. What else you guys got for me? Okay, unbelievable. Leave the hamburger alone then, fam. That's right. Stay Righteous says, I've been to Josephine Smith's house and I know he was a prophet of God. Okay, Stay Righteous. I don't know what you're talking about. And boom, you're out of here for playing games. What else? We getting a couple of people out of here before it's over? Let's get a couple of people out of here right now. Let's get some people out. Let's get some people out of here for playing games right now. All right, we're gonna let y'all slide for the day. I ain't even gonna be mad about it. Y'all made it through. People that was trying to troll, we're gonna let y'all get that. But do me a favor right now, you guys. If y'all appreciate the content and the show, do your boy a favor, double tap that screen, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get up to 40,000 members here, y'all. 40,000. We would love that. We're at 30 right now. We're trying to actually get to 100. I'm just trying to pace myself. That's all. Hopefully you guys appreciate the content and you know that we are the #1 show on YouTube from this hour. So do me a favor right now, you guys. Go to the description section and make you some Money, 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 money. Because what did we do? We made sure that in that description today, we made sure that there was up to $500 in surveys. That means you fill out a survey, you got a chance to make up to $500. I'll make 25 off for the money y'all make. So go ahead, fill out a survey. Let your boy know that you filled it out. Send a picture, whatever you got, and I'll put that up in the post section to let everybody know that those surveys actually work. Do me another favor, you guys. If you have a business, you might be a mobile barber. You might be a groomer for pets. I don't know what you do. Do you mobile fix cars? What do you do? Whatever you do, if you got your own side business and you're trying to get promoted, get it out there, do your boy a favor. Send it to us at bridgethisllc@gmail.com. That's bridgethisllc@gmail.com. I'll check it out. I'll put it up in the post section, and everybody here will be able to see what you got going on. And hopefully you'll be able to make some more money, 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 money from advertising over here in the post section. And with the last not being least, y'all already know what it is. We have our date set for Show Your Talent, which is the talent show that I'm going to be hosting, and it's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. That's the promotion where you guys come out, you show me your talent. I give you $250 if you're the best one in the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. That's 5 boroughs. We're starting in New York, you guys. That's right. I will be the host for this event. I'm going to give you guys the locations to come to. I want to see your talent. I want to see who's the best. If you can sing, if you can dance, if you can cook, I don't care if you're an artist, if you can do a handstand for longer than everybody else, I want to see your talent, because you might be able to make $250 off of that talent. That's right, you guys. Go over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. Join the mailing list, and that's it. Got to be 21 and older. Join the mailing list. Let me know what borough you're in, and you're already signed up to be a part of Show Your Talent, the talent show that we're bringing, sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. Go into the store, the liquor store, ask for it by name. Go in there and be like, yo, y'all got that Big Drip? I'm trying to get into that contest. They got $250, and you could possibly win $1,000 for the grand prize. That's right. After the last person, we put everybody together. We do a grand finale, and we bring everybody together. And the one last person will win $1,000. I want to see your talent. Can't wait to meet you, because I'm going to be hosting. Give you the $250, and you might even be the same person that wins the $1,000. With that being said, you guys, it's your boy Bugatti NYC. It's still a weekend. Happy Mother's Day. Take your mother out. Get her some flowers. Call your mother and tell her you love her. Thank her for the whippings. If she used to spank your butt, I want you to call your mother and say thank you for tearing my butt up, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here right now. I don't want to hear no crap about, oh, she used to spank me, whatever. That's why you're right, and that's why you got your stuff together right now, because mommy wasn't playing, and she made sure that you wasn't, and that you was on your job. There you go. We're going to send love, prayers, honor, respect, and everything that we can to all the mothers right now. You guys under the sound of my voice, I want to wish you guys a fantastic Sunday. And with that being said, y'all already know you could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came in and chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, because you know we do this every single day. I'll see you guys then. Have a great day. Drink some water. Problems present opportunities. Don't let nobody stop you. Keep on pushing. Don't stop. Happy Mother's Day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Get 'em. Let's go. 1.